Tools on here. Right. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Right. We are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Arsenal versus Liverpool. Always a big one. Always a big game. But the game's going to be slightly different this year. So we are going to talk about it. How is everybody doing? And most importantly, how is Neil doing? Neil, what's going on, bro? How's your weekend?
It's okay, man. I'm doing okay. Just had to fork out some money at the opticians today, so won't see how much I'm spending.
Yeah, got to look after those eyes. I spent like £200 on these glasses, and I hardly wear them. I wear the reading glasses for £1 instead because when they break, I can just throw them away.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of scared to using the other part. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just say double and a little bit more for 2 pairs of glasses.
Shout out to everybody there in the chat. We're going to talk about Arsenal, Liverpool. So let's talk about it, guys. We'll get straight into it. Actually, first of all, we'll get straight into it and talk about really the two teams, two behemoths who, quite frankly, over the Champions League week, were unconvincing winners in their games against Shakhtar for Arsenal, RB Leipzig for Liverpool. And I'll just talk about Arsenal game for a second. My vlog is on my channel, so you guys can see what happened there. But for me, I don't think it was a bad display. I think it was indicative of us not being able to finish chances. It's funny, without Odegaard and Saka, our two best creators, which Odegaard's the top creator in the Premier League and Saka's third. So we've got 2 out of the 3 best chances creators in the Premier League, and both of them missing. So it was quite obvious. I know people are complaining about it, but come on, you're stating the obvious that Arsenal is struggling to score goals. But that's not really where it is, because when you consider they had amples of chances to score, could have won the game 4-5-0 if it wasn't for the inept performances of Jesus and Trossard, who had amples of chances to score. Jesus, 2 shots where he floundered. Trossard missed 2 headers and missed the penalty. There could have been a bunch of goals, and if there was, nobody could be complaining. So I think there was nothing wrong with the display outside of our inability to finish chances. Outside of that, Neil, how did you guys get on against RB Leipzig?
We did all right. I mean, to be honest, it was a bit of a cagey game as far as I'm concerned. I mean, like you guys, we had plenty of chances that we should have put away, but we didn't put away. The score didn't reflect how well we played or how well we did, but it is what it is. You walk away with 3 points. That's what you need, right? You need the 3 points and move on to the next game. So yeah, we've done. When you look at Champions League so far, we've done pretty well. We haven't lost the game yet. We haven't drawn the game yet. So the team are getting the points when where they need it. It may not be the greatest display every game, but as long as you walk away with the result, that's all that matters right now.
Yeah.
And under Slot, as I mentioned in the thing, he's looked at the team and thought, if it ain't broke, he ain't fixing it. So, and that's why we're doing as well as we're doing at the moment. And everybody, he's giving other players chances like Jones and the like, and they're all trying to impress to try and get that permanent spot in the team. You can tell that Slot, he's still trying to work out what his best team is, but he's giving everybody a chance. Everybody's trying to shine at the moment, and that's why so far, out of 9 games, we've won 8.
It's incredible the fact that you said he's not going to try to change. Don't fix what's not broken. And I wonder how long that philosophy is going to hold there. And I also wonder, because every coach has got a philosophy, every coach has got a system that they want to run, that they've believed in, and that they, over a time, will go to add on different things to become tactically.
Let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest, right? A spade is a spade. Slot has no choice. Yeah, he's inherited a team that's a pretty good team. He hasn't been given loads and loads of money. Yeah. We bought a keeper, which we've sent straight back on loan because we don't actually need a keeper yet. He hasn't been able to do much. Seriously, he hasn't been able to do much. And the way Fenway are, John Henry and Fenway, they're not going to, under Klopp, they didn't pump loads and loads of money in. Under Klopp made money from the sale of certain players. And that's how he built the team. Yeah. Slot's just come in. Slot's not going to come in with loads and loads of money. He's going to come in with a little bit of money. He's going to look at the players and think the most important thing to do right now is trying to secure contract players that are running out of contracts. We've got a couple of players who are running out of contracts, and that's the main concern now until probably next season. Other than that, you're not going to see many new players come in this season. Maybe see one or two.
And I think before the season, when I asked a lot of Liverpool fans, they were saying we'd be happy to get into the top 4. Now it's like you're off to such a great start. And it's different from last year. Last year, you were going down 1-0 in most of your games and having to claw yourselves back. This year, you've started off having the best defense, which is normally the title that we have. So let's look at Arsenal's season so far for me. To sum up the season so far, in my opinion, we've actually played really, really well. We've actually played good football. We've come out with one of the toughest schedules, unhinged, really. And on top of that, the flip side is it's been an undisciplined season as well. So it's a little bit been of a mixed bag. The undiscipline, that has killed us. The cost is costing wins against Brighton, Man City, and then obviously Bournemouth. That's a potential 7 points that we've lost already in the 8 games that we've played. So the bottom line is, for me, I made Arsenal the title favourites going into this season, but you cannot win a title playing with 10 men. It's just, you just can't do it. There's no mathematical way you can win a title playing with 10 men. That moving forward, the injuries and suspensions, yeah, you know what? Teams get them. A lot of teams get them. And you just have to deal with it, guys. And if you can't deal with it, then that's down to your front office not prepping correctly for the season. If you don't have the manpower, that's your fault. You can't blame nobody else but yourself if you haven't got players in relief. So, yes, we got the injuries, but I don't really care about the injuries. It's next man up. Everyone's got to do their job, and everyone's got. I remember facing a Liverpool side that had 7 players out, riddled with injury, and we went up to Anfield and barely got a draw. And this is only about 3 years ago. So it really doesn't matter about the players that you're missing. And for me, guys, in Arteta's 4 years, he's had 17 red cards. That's still the most in the Premier League. 3 wins, 7 draws and 7 losses in that time. But I think the biggest thing that I can take out of this game is without Saliba, we only win 45% of the time. With Saliba, we got a 75% win ratio. So that's a 30% swing in just not having one player. That's how important he is to us. And so I think going into this game, I think their backs are going to be against the wall for the disciplinary record for not having Saliba. But thank God this is a home game. That's all I can really say. The home game will probably flip that. But for this, you lose, and you're potentially 7 points behind Liverpool if you lose this game, and you're 6 points behind Man City just after 9 games.
It's still early.
It's still early. But for me, I think in that regard, Arsenal do have to really come out and make this a game where they stomp their authority on Mikel Arteta saying we are going to win, plain and simple. And that's really for Arsenal. For Liverpool, I know you've talked about the manager and his philosophies. It was a tough one against Chelsea last week. It was a good test, I think, which you passed. And Slot has won each of his last 6 away games. Just letting in 2 goals.
Yeah, we've started well. We've started conceding the least amount of goals this season so far, which isn't the Liverpool way. When you look at what we've done season after season, we're always conceding goals. We're struggling through games. The only negative thing I can say about the team right now is the slow starts. Yeah, we start too slow sometimes. We try to slow the game down from minute 1. We take our time, and there are times that when a team is hurting and you've got them on the ropes, you keep hitting. You don't take the ball back and then pass it back to the keeper, then between the back four, and then slowly move it forward, because that allows the team to set up their defense again, right? We have an issue, as you know, when a team defends, we struggle to score. Yeah, when a team puts all their players behind that ball, we struggle to score.
I mean, most teams do. We do as well. The low block is difficult to get past, isn't it? We all do.
Yeah, but for us, it's more noticeable because we end up doing it against a lot of the low end teams. The high end teams, fine, you get that because you've got great players you're playing against. But the teams that you should be beating, yeah, as soon as they put that low block, we struggle, right? And we always do that. The only way you can beat that low block, right, is to play fast. Yeah, you take your time. You're just saying, all right, guys, we'll just pass it around for a little while. You lot set up your defense again, and then we'll go again. Yeah. You can't catch teams out like that. Yeah, we've got a couple of fast players like Cody Gapco is pretty fast, but when he's passing the ball back as well, and it's just like, I just think, what are you guys doing, man? Just attack, just attack, just attack. And that's what we need to do. So going against you guys tomorrow, yes, Saliba's not there. We need to try and take advantage of that. We also need to play fast as well because we can't play slow against you guys.
He's asking me what jersey I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Gay Pride jersey. So that's I've got my full tracksuit on today. So that's what I'm wearing today, mate. Yeah, go on, Neil.
Yeah, so for us to get a result against you guys, we can't play slow. We have to try and hit you quick. Yeah, and we have to try and keep you on the defensive, because if we give you a chance, yes, we haven't leaked that many goals, but it doesn't mean it's not going to start from tomorrow.
Yeah, agreed. And I think for me, looking at the tactic again, I think looking at our playing patterns without Saka and Odegaard, I think we don't press as well, although we've started to. So we're going to use the high press to try and destabilize Liverpool and their short build-up game. We're also going to use our short build-up to create space behind them, which not a lot of people do because Liverpool are playing so well in the midfield in terms of controlling game. We started to do that when we came up against Rodri off the ball as well, and it was a brilliant match before, obviously, the red card. But shout out to Andy as well. Andy's listening to shout out to you, Andy, man. A big weekend for Spurs as well and our rivals and Chelsea. But I think in terms of that, as I said, you've only allowed 2 goals away from home in the last 6 games. And you've won all 6 away. So this is going to be really telling coming into this. How much are you going to be missing Luis Diaz?
I don't think, even though he's done well in the first few games, I don't think we're going to miss him that much, because if you look at what Slot's been doing, he's been rotating the front 3 anyway.
But he always scores against us.
I know, right? But do you know what? I'm not the manager, so I can't say nothing. Yeah? I can't say nothing, right? But for us, I suppose one of the best changes he has made, because he hasn't made that many, is giving Ryan Gravenberch the number 6, and he started to grow into the game. Yes, we're only into that position. We've only 10 games in now, so you can't really kind of say that's how the season's going to be from now, and that's how he's going to be in that position. But up until now, he's done well because we needed the number 6, and as I said to you before, Slot's not being given money. Yeah, he's not been given money to go out and get a decent number 6. So he's tried to adapt to one of the players, which is what Klopp would normally do as well. And Gravenberch just seems to be running with that ball right now. So he's made a bit of a difference. Other than that, I don't know who's going to play up front until I see the team sheet, because the only person up front I know will be Salah. All the others, he just rotates. He just rotates. So
I mean, that's all you need when Arsenal's missing all them left backs.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, right? Everybody knows Salah now. Yeah, everybody knows Salah now. So he's not as deadly as he used to be. Plus, he's getting on in age. He needs a bit more rest. Putting him in this sort of game and then putting all that pressure on him. Because if you notice, he's not banging in goals every game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a couple of assists, which he's starting to get, which surprises me. Yeah, Salah
Yeah.
getting assists, that's never heard of. That's
Yeah,
never
he normally doesn't pass in those situations. He's
exactly
normally a bit greedy. I'm listening
exactly.
to Andy. Andy saying if Arsenal fail to win tomorrow, I think then the title's probably over because, as I said,
It's
7
not over,
points
man.
away.
It's
It,
not
it,
over,
it,
man.
it,
It's
it,
not
it,
over.
it would be for me, not mathematically, but when you're giving 7 points away to Liverpool and 6 points start to City, that's difficult to recover. If it's the other way around, then it's game on. But it's
Yeah,
just
but
hard to recover
you're
that.
saying that like City are going to win every game and Liverpool are going to win every game. That's not going to happen. You
It's
just have
not,
to
but
take advantage when we mess up because we're
but when you
definitely
look at the average, the title winners on average, and this is taken from the last 5 years, only lose 3 or 4 games.
yeah,
Only
no,
lose 3 or 4 games. So that's you're talking about a swing of about 9 to 10 points. So if you drop to 6 points behind before you've even got to 10 games, that's too much. So I agree with Andy in that regard.
no, I get that, but I doubt. See, I look at things differently. I don't like to look at the previous seasons because every season is different and every team plays differently the following season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about luck as well. It's all about injuries and the refs as well. Yeah, every season is different. So to write yourself off after 9, 10 games, do you know what? I would never do that. I'd never. As I said, I mean, like I'm still happy that I still believe that Liverpool will finish in the top 4, even though we've had such a great start. Top 4 with a new manager, no new players coming in, right? Until because he's going to have to rebuild the team. Yeah, sooner or later he's going to have to rebuild a team. There's players that haven't renewed contracts. If they don't renew their contracts, he needs to replace those players. Yeah, so there's a lot that he's going to have to do. Yeah, so for us, finishing the top 4 this season is a good result. Yeah, going forward after that, once he's building a team, then we can start saying, oh, well, he's brought these players in. We're playing his type of football. It looks like we can win the league. Then we can start talking about winning the league. But right now, we just take each game as it comes, and we've got a lot of players who are trying to impress at the moment. I mean, Jones he's doing really well. I don't like him, to be honest, because he's too greedy at times. He thinks he's a baller when he's not, but he's doing well as well. He's doing well when he plays. He's playing well. So Curtis Jones, we'll just have to see how he carries on for the rest of the season and how he's picked.
So looking at the team's injuries, I'll go through Arsenal first. But I did want to say, in terms of the form guide, before I go into injuries, with the form guide, Arsenal have won the last 2 games in this fixture at the Emirates, and they've been unbeaten in 4 games overall against Liverpool. So Liverpool in the league haven't beaten them in the last 3 years, but Liverpool did beat them in the FA Cup of late. So there's that we can also talk about. But as far as injuries, obviously Saliba's banned, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, a long-term, Calafori, who was just forced off in the second half with that awkward fall in Champions League. He's not going to be there. Yuri Timber apparently was seen in training. There's a stupid picture where his silhouette is standing behind the player and everyone's going, that's him. But it doesn't mean anything. But I think that there's probably going to be a surprise order. I think Cam has even said, maybe I'm living in hope, but the gut feeling is that Saka and Timber are being held back for the media training pictures. I'll be amazed if both are out. Also, sneaky feeling about Odegaard. Well, I mean, I've been told Odegaard's really kind of ready to go, but Liverpool might be too soon for him. But I've been told he's ready to go. Saka definitely not, because Saka's a hamstring. I would think more Timber than anything else. But outside of that, you've got to think about Kai Havertz as well. Probably the first player since Thierry Henry to score in 6 successive Premier League games. But he's just struggling to get any service of late. What's the injury record for Liverpool been like, Neil?
This season, I suppose the biggest concern right now is Alisson. Yeah, Alisson is the biggest concern right now.
Yeah, he'll probably miss the game. I think it'd be too soon for him.
He's not gonna be ready for that game. I doubt if he is. But Kelleher, the jury's out with Kelleher. I mean, he's
I thought
played.
Keller played well in the Champions League. I thought he actually saved you.
No, what? Listen. He can play well at times, but then he can also be very temperamental and crap at times as well. What you need is when you're looking at your back four, well, your back five, including your keepers, they need to be 90% at least playing well.
Yeah.
They can't be making big mistakes. That's why we've done that well so far this league. The only game that we obviously didn't do that well was the Forest game.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened from the front to the back. Every player was still on. As far as I'm concerned, they were still on the bus. They didn't even.
But listen, Forest have been beating literally a lot of players. Where are they in the league at the moment?
I'm not taking anything away. I'm not taking anything away from Forest.
Question, actually.
We were at Anfield. We were at Anfield when we lost to them. So if we're going to lose a game, to Forest, you'd more like to say at their ground rather than at Anfield. Yeah. We had loads of chances that we didn't put away in that game as well. Yeah. We just, if you look at.
Oh my God, Forest are fifth.
Yeah. After yesterday.
But even if you take out yesterday, they're still eighth.
Yeah.
Or ninth, just around with the same score as Tottenham. They're basically where Tottenham are. That's how good Forest have been this season.
It's what is his name? What's their striker who scored twice yesterday?
Chris Woods.
Yeah, Chris Woods. I mean, all of a sudden the man's looking good.
But he scored 14 goals last season.
Listen, he's never impressed. I've never been impressed by Chris Woods. But this season, right, I'm thinking of putting him in my fantasy football. Yeah, because he's doing it. He's doing it. He's scoring.
I mean, if you consider when he was at Burnley, who by far were not an attacking team. Nobody in their right mind would say that they're an attacking team. Yeah, Andy just confirming they're fifth as well. I think that's brilliant from Forest. He was still scoring 8, 9, 10 goals a season when he was with Burnley. And so you come into a team that's more sort of progressive like Forest, and he's in the right fit. I think this is a great fit for him. Considering the position, that's probably why they didn't pull the trigger on Nketiah, because they look really good with him there, and they've still got the what's his name, Aniobi or something like that. They've still got the African guy who plays for them. So I think they're doing really, really well.
I think they'll do well this season. I think they will do well this season, and so far they've showed the top teams that look. We're not going to roll over for you guys. We're not going to roll over for anybody, and they're just going to do what they need to do. But yeah, they look good. I think Forest playing the way they play, definitely top half of the league, and they could even break into the top 10.
Yeah.
On their form, they could even break into the top 10. But we'll just have to see what happens with all the other teams.
Definitely. So, in regards to, we were talking about your injuries. What about? I've got two questions for you. What's happening with Harvey Elliott as well? And on the left-hand side, who would you put there? Would you put Luis Diaz or Cody Gakpo?
All right. So I haven't heard any more about Elliott. It was a kind of a long-term injury anyway. So because nobody's saying anything, I'm still going to assume that he's still a ways from being there fully fit, etc. So just write him off for the I don't know how long, because as I said, I haven't heard any more. So I've written him off for now. As in the front, Diaz or Gakpo, totally two different players. They both have their benefits. Diaz, long-term wise, I would. Do you know? It's difficult. I'd say. I'd say.
Gakpo. Let me put your prediction sheet up, because that's the last bit we got to do. We got to do our predictions for the team sheet. So while you're answering that question, I'll put the sheet up, and then if you need me to change it to Gakpo, I'll do that. But this is what I think you're going to line up with. So let me hear your thoughts about that.
To be honest, that's who I thought that we were going to start with. That's who I actually thought we were going to start with. The only reason why I say what Slot has been doing, he's been rotating the front three. other than Salah. Sorry, I should say the front four other than Salah, because Salah's always there anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know, against you guys, Diaz. I would put Diaz because Diaz is a bit more skillful than Gakpo.
Yeah.
But Gakpo is quicker, so it depends on Slot's idea of how we're going to attack. Are we going to attack quickly, or are we going to do the build-up patient play? The build-up patient play, Diaz every day. If you're looking for a quick attack, lofting the ball over and someone jumping onto it, I'd say look at Diaz. So yeah, probably tomorrow he will go with that. I mean, the Kelleher, yes, Arnold, Kanate, Van Dijk, yeah, those are clear, obvious plays he's going to play anyway.
Okay, so you wouldn't make any changes to that starting lineup?
No, because when you look at that's the starting lineup. He's, apart from the front three where we've had Jota and Nunes kind of being swapped in and out, the rest of the team is exactly the same. He hasn't really changed anyone or needed to change anyone as such. It depends on who we're going against, to be honest, but more or less that's it. More or less that's it.
Yeah. So for me, yes, Andy Calafiori is definitely out. He'll be, from what I know, he'll be back next week. It's short term.
No disrespect, but I'm so glad he's out.
That's the biggest issue, because that's going to allow Salah to go out and have a field day against Zinchenko. So how I see us lining up, guys, is I see Arsenal going with Ray in goal. I believe Timber is going to be at right back. And I believe Ben White is going to be, or it could be Timber at centre back with Gabriel. Either way, Ben White or Timber is going to be at right back. Ben White and Timber is going to be partnering Gabriel as centre back. It's going to be a choice between them. And I think Zinchenko is going to come at left back, which is not what we want. It's not what we want. But all they've got to do is ensure that he's got cover. They can't leave him in one-on-one situations. Last year when we played Liverpool, the one goal that they scored against us just came from Salah beating him one-on-one. They can't afford to do that. So they're going to have to double up on him every time. Obviously, that's going to mean Partey's going to have to drop back and cover for him in the midfield. So we'll mostly be playing with that protection there. In the midfield, it's going to be Moreno, Partey and Rice. And I think that Saka is actually going to come back. I think it's going to be him, Havertz and Martinelli. Martinelli always has a field day against Liverpool. I know Klopp hated playing against Martinelli. I don't know how this new manager's going to deal with him, whether they're going to leave him alone. But honestly, I'd like to see a lot of Sterling in this game as well. I wouldn't mind. Every time Sterling's come on, and it's really just because he hasn't been 100% fit why he hasn't started. But every time he's come on and played, he's looked really good. He's looked dangerous. He's looked threatening. So I'd actually, if Saka can't go, I'd like to see Sterling start on the right because I just think we're wasting his potential there. Andy's saying Liverpool attack are going to test. Yeah, they are. They really are. And when you consider that the defense is what we've been beefing up all summer, this is where it's going to put it to the test, Andy. And I really do think that Liverpool are really going to challenge it, especially Luis Diaz. But I think Gabriel would have Luis Diaz covered. I think he'll have him covered. So it's what we're going to do about the wingers. It's danger all over. This is Liverpool we're talking about. It's not going to be an easy game. So, yeah, I think that let's talk about predictions now. I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. I was going to go 0-0. I was going to go. In fact, if you look at our weekly predictions that we do, I've actually gone for a 0. Have I gone for 0-0? Let me check.
I think it's 0 or 1-1. I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah, let me just check because Andy's just sent his predictions. Andy's gone for
2-1 Liverpool. I think
he's gone for 1-1 Liverpool.
1-1
Andy
Liverpool.
has. He's gone for 1-1 Liverpool. He's gone for 1-1 draw. I've gone for a 2-1. Yeah, I've gone for Arsenal 2-1. You have gone for a 1-1 draw. Yeah, same as Andy. So do you stick by that?
Yeah, I stick by that because it's going to be the toughest game by far.
Yeah.
Slot's got the plays in the good place. I mean, if we play as well as we have done, we can take the game. But the Emirates is a difficult place for us.
Yeah,
to
we're going to come at you. I'm just telling you now, we're going to try to dominate you. We're going to be in your face, shutting you down. We're not going to give you a moment's rest on the ball.
That won't be a problem for us. I don't think that will be a problem for us as such, because we expect that from you. It's not like we're coming to a stadium where we know we're not going to get you guys doing that. You guys are going to do that. We're expecting it. We know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
For me, as I said, it's a slow start. We can't have the slow start. If we have the slow start and you catch us out, we're going to be chasing the game after that. We'll be chasing the game. Yeah, we have to start quicker, much quicker, especially against you guys. Try and get at you guys first before you guys get at us. But the game there'll be plenty of opportunities where we will try and slow down the game. You guys will try and slow the game, and the ball will just go left, right, left, right, left to right, and then go forward. And that's how both managers have been playing so far.
Yeah. So listen. So guys, listen, that's where we have it at the moment. I said to Neil we won't be any longer than half an hour, and we're at half an hour.
I'm fine.
So I'm off. I'm going to see my grandchildren after we finish. So I'm going to drive down to Luton and go and visit them. But big game tomorrow, guys. We're featuring the game here. I believe Tony is going to be doing the watch along. I'll be at the Emirates Stadium at the game. So much happening tomorrow. Formula One's going on. I believe it's Skins, Bears, and the NFL as well. So much going on tomorrow. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, Neil. I appreciate your time.
No
Let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's go to war, my brother. See you later, guys. All right,
have a good one, yeah. Take care, people.
All right,
Bye.
nice one.